Hello, my creative and crafty friends. This is Gloria Plunkett with designsbygloria.com, here to share with you a cute video on how to create a mini bendy card. Is that not adorable? My sweet friend Kay Caps created this card and sent it to me during the Halloween season, and I asked her if I could make a video on it, and she said sure. So I'm going to share with you how she created this project she sent for me, and a couple that I've created myself since I've received this. I absolutely love it. It folds flat, so you don't have to put it in a special box or anything to mail it. And it pops out, and you have this beautiful little card, as you can see here. So let me share with you how to make this. I'm going to have a free downloadable PDF for you on my blog that you can download, so you don't have to write all the measurements out. But in case you do, I'm going to give you the measurements. Okay, for this base, it's going to be a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock, and you're going to score that at 2 3/4. The designer series paper that's going to go over that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. The center panel is 2 by 4 1/4, scored at 1/2 inch, 2 1/4 inch, and 4 inch. The DSP piece that is going to go over this is 1 7/8 by 3 1/2. Then the panel that's going to go that creates your little bendy here, the cardstock is cut at 1 1/4 by 6 1/2, and it's scored at 1/2 inch on both ends. The designer series paper I'm using here is cut at 1 1/8 by 5 3/8. And for the back of the cardstock, to write your sentiment, you're going to need 2 Whisper White or whatever, very vanilla, whatever your light color cardstock is, cut at 2 1/2 by 4 inches, and you'll need 2 pieces. Okay, so I've already got everything pre-cut. So we're going to start with the card base, and I'm going to adhere this designer series paper on top. I have not scored it, in that way I like to wait, and that way I can just use my bone folder and make them both match. I'm using my multi-purpose liquid glue here. I pour it into this bottle because I absolutely love this fine tip. And I'm going to center this nicely over as best I can on my cardstock. Then I'm just simply going to fold where I already have my crease on here. I'm going to fold it over and crease that crease again. So that way I don't have to worry about scoring this piece and it might be off or something. I just find that's easier. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now we're going to work on the center panel, which again, we've cut at 2 by 4 1/2, and we've scored it 1/2 inch, 2 1/4 inch, and 4 inch. Again, I've already pre-made my score marks. Now I'm going to add my designer series paper. That is the opposite of the paper I just added over here previously. I'm going to center that on my cardstock as best I can. And again, this is already creased, so I'm just going to crease it again with my bone folder. And there is my center panel. It's pretty easy, isn't it? I love this. The next one is my bottom panel, which is again 1 1/4 by 6 1/2, scored at 1/2 inch on both sides. My designer series paper is 1 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I'm going to add adhesive to the back and center that again as best I can. So I like using Tombow when I can, because it gives me that little bit of wiggle room. As you can see there, I didn't get it perfectly straight. So we're just going to bring it down a bit before it dries completely and reset it. No harm, no foul. Okay, I've already pre-scored both ends. And I'm going to give them a little crease. Now I'm going to bring back in my panel, and I'm going to, oh, you know what I should have done? I meant to do this, and I meant to show you, is before you add this piece, usually add this at the end, but I didn't this time. This goes right in between this DSP and this cardstock, because that's what my friend Kay did. See, she put this layer between this designer series paper and the back of the cardstock. I think it looks pretty and you get a cleaner look. Although this piece is going to be covering most of it in case you forget, like I just did. So it's not a huge deal, but I just wanted to mention that because I think it looks prettier the way Kay did it. So I'm going to add some adhesive on this little panel here. And I'm going to add that about, I'll measure it in a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to center this crease with this crease. Try to get it as straight as I can, and I came down about 1 1.25 inches from the top. I'm going to use my bone folder just to make sure that it sticks really well. And there we got that portion of the card. Next, I'm going to add this panel. Again, I'm going to add my liquid glue to the ends here. Only I did it on the wrong side. Again, no harm, no foul. I want to do it to the back of this panel. And then I'm going to adhere that on the back right to where that crease is and make sure it's right at the edge there. Bring this side over. I'm going to make sure it's right on the edge and crease that right there. There we go. Now for the back, we're going to add the panels that we're going to use to cover up the back and for you to write your sentiment. Normally I use my Stampin' Seal Plus for this, but I didn't bring it here to my video table, so I'm going to use just a light touch of my Tombow glue here to add this panel. You can see you can't see the little squiggles if you just do a real light touch. If you glob it on there, you'll be able to actually see the squiggles on the front side of your card. So I just barely. Like I said, I normally use Stampin' Seal for this area because I don't like the adhesive squiggles to show through. All right. Use a bone folder to make you've got some good adhesion. And there's your Bendi card. How easy is that, you guys? Now we're going to decorate it a little bit. Stamp this greeting on a 7/8 inch by 2 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock with the sentiment from the Pampered Pets with, of course my mind just went blank with my wet. What's the black ink we all use? You know, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'll post it. You'll see it. I can't believe I forgot it. Mine just went blank. So I want to center that right here on the front of my card. And I've cut out these little, this one I used the die. These I hand cut. And I'm going to add this little critter right here. I think he's so cute. Look at that sweet little happy face. Love it. And make sure he's not sticking out the back very much. Put him there. All right. I'm going to bring in his little bowl and put it over here on this side. Again, I'm just going to add some liquid glue. Kind of tuck it right there. So sweet. And I'm going to add these little critters over here to show them saying hello. Hope you have a great day. I know my grandkid's going to love this. I don't know what happened there. My video cut off, but all I did was add my little doggies to the top of my card. And there you have the mini bendy card. Isn't that cute? One thing I did want to show you for the little heart that I added to the dog collar. What I did was take my cherry cobbler dark blend, and I only colored in on the inside and then left the outside silver. And I thought that turned out really cute too. So again, this is the card that my friend K-Cap sent me. I don't know why I said Kathy. Sent me, and she sent it to me for Halloween, and I absolutely love it. Came out beautiful. I love the black bling here. And then this is the card I'm going to make, or I'm planning to use as my Christmas card, Christmas blendy card. As you can see here, I've got Mary, Joseph, and the baby, and I've got the little donkey and the lamb here, and I've got my little palm tree. I did a little star from the Stitch Stars dies and put my sentiment on there. They might be a little bit different in color and stuff because I don't have all the same cardstock to create as many as I need, but I think that's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to creating those. So I hope I've inspired you to go create something yourself. Create a mini bendy card and send them along to all your friends and family. I know they'll enjoy it. Talk to you soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye.